Hello everyone and welcome to the Ukulele Group podcast. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, joined by Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai, the legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
The boys are here. We're going to talk about some ukulele, guys. We're going to talk ukulele, everybody. Let's sit down and just, grab our favorite drinks. I've got water this time, no more E2N. I just can't afford it nowadays. It's like $3 a bottle for E2N. Do you know that?
No.
Dude, $3. It would be much nicer if we were just, giving this green tea drink. Maybe I shouldn't even mention them anymore. This green tea drink, and then then maybe we could promote them, perhaps if they send us some green tea drinks.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's play coy and be like, no, now we're too hard to get.
I don't even like green tea anymore. Yeah, but welcome everyone. Welcome to the Ukulele Group podcast. This is where we answer any and all of your ukulele questions. I try to answer it as best as I can. These two guys will come in and they'll put in their 2 cents, and we'll come up with the best answer the three of us can come up with just for you. If anything, we do have our Google machines, so if we do have to look some stuff up, Kahai, I'm sure you can look stuff up, right?
Yeah, maybe some stuff.
What is the album with G minor fleas and Herb Olta Jr.? the one with his face and the sunset and stuff. But you found it. I saw it. I saw the show notes last week, man. Good job. Ukulele Dream, it was called. See? Kahai, good job, man. I'll just say some random thing and I have to find it.
Please don't make it too obscure.
But yeah, so we get questions via email, via text, via private message, via the UU Plus forums, whatever it may be. We'll try to answer as best as we can, right, Kahai?
Yeah.
So go ahead, bud. Why don't you ask me the first question of the day?
Yeah. So this one is from Joko. And he said, let's say you were recording a song with 5 parts and you're doing them all yourself.
Yeah.
Which order? So he listened to rhythm, solo, string instruments, bass, percussion, and vocals. Which order would you record them?
That's a great question.
There's
just learned this.
Yeah.
Aldrine just learned this.
There's another part too.
Years of recording himself.
Yeah. What was that?
There's another part too.
Okay. Okay.
He asked, do you use a scratch track? I found that my scratch tracks are my best sounding tracks and they don't get thrown away.
Okay, great question. So if you're if you're trying to make a track and you're doing multi tracks and trying to make it all kind of come together into one nice sounding full song, yeah. Let me just kind of answer both questions at the same time. So right off the bat, I start out with a scratch track, okay? So the scratch track is just me playing the song to a click, which is the metronome, okay? So I'm jamming my song and I try to play as close as possible to the to the click. Sometimes I might speed up, sometimes I might slow down, but I'm human, and I'm not that great at rhythm. So I try my best, okay? And nowadays, this is what I do because I never did this before. After that, let's just say for the latest, let's use the latest play along as an example.
The one that's gonna come out.
The one that's gonna come out, yeah, this month. This coming play along. So I did that. I played my ukulele to a click, and then I grabbed a cajon, so percussion. I have a cajon in my house, and I played the cajon rhythm to the scratch track, but I had to make sure that the cajon rhythm was on it. Okay, the scratch track can be fast or slow or whatever, as long as it's relatively to the click. But it's because it's a scratch track. Now, because we're recording for real, I have my cajon. I'm trying to record it to the click as best as possible. I mean, it has to. This is gonna be like the foundation of your track. If there are some spots that that needs a little bit of work, I'll either go back and re-record that part that needs to be re-recorded, or if it's just one note, I'll just move it around. I'll move the just that one note so that it's in beat, okay? And I try to do that as best as I can. Then bass comes after, so I'll play drums and I'll play bass because the drums and bass sets the groove to the song, okay? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, and then comes the guitar, you know, like a nice kind of like strumming rhythm. If you don't have a guitar, maybe a rhythm ukulele, you know, and then rhythm ukulele is what comes after the guitar. I like the guitar first because I like to kind of match the kind of bass strum or like that, you know, the low notes hit that I'm hitting to the bass line that I'm playing. Okay, because if the bass hits it and then like and then I hit the bass on the guitar and like, you know, in different times, it's gonna sound a little bit weird. Yeah, so making sure that it grooves along with the bass and the drums, then the ukulele, and then the picking, and then I sing, and then harmony, and that's basically it. Yeah, so or sometimes I would do the picking last, but for the most part, I pretty much know, and I pretty much use the scratch track to you know, to see where I am in the song, and I can just do the picking from there. But sometimes I'll do the vocals, and then I'll pick on top of that, and then that makes the song. Then mix and master, and then it's all good. I put it on, you know, put it on my phone. I listen to it in the car. How does the mix sound in the car? I'll change it up a little bit, and then I'll play it on my computer. How does it sound on the computer? And then headphones, just to make sure everything sounds fine. Yeah. And I say I do that now, or with the latest one, because what I used to do is I used to take the scratch track and I'll play guitar on it. And then I'll play ukulele, and then I'd sing, and then I'd do the picking, and then I'd add the bass, and then I'd add the drums. And I did that because I'm just not confident in my cajon skills, you know, and I'm still not confident, but I do notice a big difference in groove, like when I do it first. Also bass, you know, like I'm not a bass player, I'm not a percussionist, I'm an ukulele player that plays mostly melody. I don't even do rhythm, you know what I mean? Like Aaron takes care of the rhythm for me. So if I'm doing, because I do these tracks myself, I kind of have to do it. Not that I can't play with. I guess I could, but I'm just not. That's not my forte. My forte is to make melody lines and pickings and stuff. Yeah. So it would just not groove. Like when you try to add the drums and bass later, it's kind of like you're trying to groove to the rhythm of the guitar, which doesn't really make sense, you know, now that I really think about it. Because the rhythm section is bass and drums. It just makes sense. And I knew that, but you know, like I said, since I wasn't that confident, I'm like, nah, I can just do it later. It'll be fine, as long as I try to follow the guitar and stuff. But you know, countless of play-alongs later, I'm like, maybe I should try it like the good way.
The way that most recording artists lay it down.
And then hot dang, you know, because the thing is, when I recorded my albums, that's how I did it.
Yeah,
I did drums and bass, and I've talked about it here on the podcast. I'll do drums and bass first, and I even made a point to lay the drums and bass together so that the groove is super tight, you know?
Yeah.
So I had
in those cases, you weren't the ones playing.
Yes, I wasn't. So I had confidence in their skills, you know, like Sean Carroll on drums, Aniki Foster on bass, like I did the scratch track on guitar and ukulele if needed, if it's like an instrumental, and then they would listen to it. Sean Carroll, right on the money. That guy is so good. He's played drums for Jake. He's played drums for like all these, you know, amazing artists. Chris Fuchigami, he's currently playing drums for, or percussions. So good, that guy. And Aniki Foster, he's like a phenom, and he's just producing everyone under the heavens right now on Kahai, you know? So I had the full confidence in those guys, and it was super easy, and that's how like my albums would go so smooth, and I would I would finish albums in like a week, 2 weeks, because once that stuff is laid down, it's like guitar, vocals, ukulele, it's not, you know, I'm not like Beyonce, so I don't need to like really get all those pitch perfect notes or whatever. Just like, you know, people are gonna listen to this, they're like, man, you know, that's really sound auto-tuned, and it's just like, well, yeah, I needed a little bit of help, but you know, so I let a lot of stuff go. So I, you know, instead of doing auto-tune, it's just like, let's just get it as close as we can, and it just, it's fine, you know, like Aldrine's not trying to be Beyonce or, you know, right? So, but the thing that does take the longest time, of course, is the picking and the melody lines. That is, you know, like what I'm trying to do. So that's why my albums sound the way that they sound. Groove is really good because of Sean and Ariki. But yeah, that's That's how you do it. You build the rhythm section first, then you build the strumming section, I guess, like the guitars, ukuleles, and then you sing or do the picking or whatever, and then harmonies.
I think that's a valid thing though, that like I think a lot of people might start off recording like that where they're not comfortable if they got to do every part themselves, and they'll start off with whatever they're comfortable with, and then kind of be like, oh, okay, I can add on these things, right? Because that's just like it's like pushing it off till later. But like I'm the same way too, where I'm not really like a percussionist. So instead, like sometimes I'll just like strum my guitar or uke and try and make like a beat or something, and then I just like I lay it on the track and I look at what parts are like emphasized, and I go like, oh, okay, that's where the snare is gonna be, or that's where the hi-hat is gonna be.
Yeah, and a lot of a lot of Instagram, TikTok kids are so like spoiled nowadays because they'll just like make the beat, like, and the beat is all perfect and like perfectly aligned and whatnot, and then building stuff to it. It's just like, and I mean, I know I sound like old man yelling at cloud, but it's just like, I gotta do all this stuff manually. But I guess I could just learn to sequence things, but I don't know. It's almost like it's against my religion at this point, because like I've been such an acoustic musician for so long that like doing anything electric is just like, it just feels so taboo, like trying to and it's weird because I guess I'm not against it. Like I'll have Kahai maybe do, or like Mark Baldonado do it, or or have somebody come in and do those parts, and I'm totally fine with it. But if I gotta do it, I just figure that if I play drums and it's off, everything's gonna be off because I'm basing everything on the drums, and I'm not that great at drums, so I'm like, well, I am pretty okay at guitar, maybe that'll work, right? The guitar is on it, but no, it's not good. But this track that's coming up after, you'll hear the difference. So watch the new play along. You're like, yeah, that does groove a whole lot better. It's not perfect because I'm not a perfect drummer or whatever, but it definitely grooves a lot better.
Yeah. Drummers just have like a good drummer. You just have like a sense of where to put certain like hits or certain things just to make the beat like move forward, right? Or like kind of have like a feeling, and where it's not just flat. And it's kind of funny because Jim said like speeding up and slowing down is a critical component of expression in all classical music. This is why electronic music that has been quantized to perfect timing sounds so awful. But like electric music has come so far, since it's just like, okay, I want you to lay it on the grid exactly, 100%. Where it's like now people are like, well, I put it on the grid and then
swing it a little bit.
I add a 35% swing or something, right? Or like
they can fool you now.
I have a 1/16 swing right here or whatever too. So.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like I said, I'm like old man yelling at a cloud, because it's like if I just did that, maybe everything would sound really good, because it would just be laid out perfect, or with a swing or whatever, But I don't know. It just seems so dirty. I'm not discouraging people doing it. It's kind of my own thing. I don't know. It's my own thing. It's tough for me to do so, but I'll let other people do it and I'll play on top of that, But if I'm doing it myself, I don't know. Maybe it's a pride thing, or like I did all the things in this manually. I added the cajon and the djembe and the shakers and whatever. I don't know. It's a pride thing. Maybe my pride won't let me do it.
Yeah. It's just and people feel like too, right? Like, oh, you're cheating or whatever. But I think it's just it's a tool in the toolbox that you can use or you cannot use. So
I have one of those Akai like something MPK minis, like the tiny little they're like $100 or something for that
keyboard
thing.
And drum pads and stuff.
Yeah, I actually revived that. I had that at the office for like the longest time. I revived that. I think I could it's just like a plug and play thing. Yeah, if I just like plugged it into Pro Tools, it could just work, right? Maybe add some plugins in there.
Yeah, you can download, or you can download from the Kahai website their drivers if you need to make it work.
Oh, cool.
I've done that before.
Why don't you just do that? Maybe it'll sound better from now on. Maybe our Christmas song is gonna sound pretty good.
Even better.
Probably not. I talk a big game.
Not betting on it.
No, I'm not. No, it's probably. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Joko. All right, Kai. Next question.
So this one is from Simon, and he said, "I recently invited my neighbor who plays uke and guitar over to play together. Neither of us has any experience playing with another person. We're both roughly at the same level, 4 to 6 years of experience, though he has more theory under his belt and knows his fretboard better than I do. Any suggestions for how to start jamming and playing together? He came over and we did a little 12-bar blues and played a couple of songs that allow for improv. Do you have any other tips for how to start becoming ukulele BFFs?"
Yeah, you're doing the right thing. You know, like find a common ground that you guys enjoy, like you said, 12-bar blues and stuff, and you just kind of jamming that. It's tough to kind of connect and become like ukulele buddies, jam buddies with somebody, but it's actually like easy at the same time. It's hard if you have like clashing, like musical tastes and styles and stuff, but if you guys both like blues, if you guys both like jam and blues, it becomes super easy because you just go pick pick a key and just jam some 12-bar. But for me, the way that I started out, like being jam buddies with people is not to, like do any kind of picking or whatever. We just strum. If if someone knows how to sing or sing and play and stuff, we'll just jam like a 4-chord song over and over, just so that we can find each other's groove. You know what I mean? Like, so play a song like Tropical Hawaiian Day or Drop Baby Drop. That's why those songs are always our first songs, because it's something that anyone can just jump in and play. Right? So as long as you kind of know how to play those chords, anybody can jump in doing that. Down strums, down up chunks, whatever it may be. They don't have to play your style, really. Like, they just have to follow your groove. And that's, I think, the most important part, is to match grooves with with somebody, and listen to each other and kind of follow. If someone speeds up, I guess you speed up with them, but or kind of like slow it down to give them the hint that, hey, maybe you're speeding up a little bit. But that's all kind of like later on stuff. If you're just starting out, pick a song that you both know, like that you both want to play, and then just play that, like Knocking on Heaven's Door, things like that, where it's just like nice and simple 4-chord song. It's Wonderful Tonight, Guava Jelly, and just stuff. I mean, I'm just putting out song names and whatever, but pick some from your own repertoire. Like, nothing too hard, nothing too crazy, because you don't want to intimidate the other person. Although even though you say that, like, oh, they're pretty proficient at their music theory and whatnot, just still, like, just jam a song. Like, I will jam that was like a year ago. I was jamming with Kahai when he came down for the retreat, and I took him to Scotty's music, and we're jamming, and what did we jam? We jammed friggin' what you call roller skates, which is just G minor and then C minor F. Although Kahai doesn't play reggae, doesn't play anything like that, he knows those chords. He knows how to groove along with me. It's 3 of them, and it'll just do it over and over. I'm singing this song, I'm playing guitar and stuff, and he starts jamming his ukulele. It was nice. It's things like that where, like, if you just if you make it too complicated, I'm not gonna go to a jam session like, hey, let's play Bandito Tyler together. Like, then the entire jam session is just me teaching this person Bandito Tyler. It's not. You want to play as much as possible so that you kind of click as much as possible. Later on, once you kind of know each other, that's when you're like, hey, let's try this song. It's a little bit more complicated. But for now, this is kind of like the getting to know thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like when you start dating someone, Kahai. And I know you've dated many people, like, you're probably an expert at this. Maybe you should be giving this advice. But you don't talk. Do you talk about your playing cards collection like on the first date, or do you just right?
Yeah. That's like the
intro.
I say, hello, do you like playing cards? And if they say no, then no deal. Sorry,
you know what I mean? Like, you go and you just talk about like normal stuff, like the weather. I don't know. Like, I've never been on a date in 10 years. Over 10 years, I've been on a date.
I go in my anime shirt and I just look, and if I see the recognition in their eyes, then I'm like, okay, we can proceed. But if not, then it's like, oh.
I go into my Kawaii Con 2016 shirt. Still with my VIP lanyard from the anime convention.
if they have a matching lanyard, then it's like, oh, it was meant to be.
But it's kind of like that, like you just want to talk like small talk and just get to know each other. You're not gonna bring up you're gonna bring up magic on the first date, are you? But maybe in Kahai's case, he's like good at magic, and people like magic and stuff. But if I'm like, hey, I like modded Game Boys, to be like, oh yeah, maybe not, like maybe not you. So it's kind of like that, like wait a little bit, just jam some easy stuff, like get to know each other, and then bring out the modded Game Boys.
I think, from how they or how Simon talked about it, it sounds like they already kind of had like one jam session together, right? But... and I remember you saying that you jam with somebody, and then you guys you're jamming like punk songs. Yeah. So you guys sent each other like, hey, do you know this song? And then it's like, do you know this song? Yeah. I think that's another good way too. Like, throughout the week, like, I think still stick to the rules. Like, don't send like, hey, you want to jam body surfing next week, right? Like, don't break that out. But like, you can send the song and be like, oh, what do you think about this song to jam next week, or what? But if you guys click right away, and and he's like, oh, do you know body surfing? It's like, oh yeah, I do. Do you? Like, yeah, let's jam it together. Then go. If it comes up like organically, it's totally fine. But don't just like expect people to be like, okay, now let's play Europa. It's like, oh, how do you play that? And you're gonna spend more time like kind of explaining and teaching that song, which is not like a bad thing, but you want to jam. You want to jam as much as possible, rather than like like teaching somebody something. But that could be later. Like, you want to get to know the person, Kahai, like someone be like, hey, I work at Ukulele Underground, and like I like going on my computer and playing games. And then you hit them up with the
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Like, you just go back and forth. That's how it is. That's how it is.
I like to classically pass on my you gotta be subtle about it, right?
Oh, that was good. All you magic fans out there.
I like to color change. I don't know how to work this.
That wasn't as subtle. That first one was good though. Like, you're a little rusty. But like, I think that's, if you approach it that way, just kind of jam for now. Like, don't overthink it either. Just go like with an open mind, and maybe like some songs to jam that are like nice and easy to just jam. Yeah, really, like it shouldn't be that complicated, because even like I said, even two professionals like Kahai and I were like, let's jam this like 3-chord song, which pretty much brings out the best in Kahai, because he can just go crazy with those 3 songs. I can strum, and I can sing the song and stuff. So it was perfect. And it's not like, okay, Kahai, it's down chunka or whatever, like I don't gotta explain stuff. Like, he already knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think if you if you really want to like jam a song, and I think first, if you want to jam a song and you're not sure if the other person knows it or not, send them like a text, or send them a message early saying like, hey, what do you think about this song or whatever? Yeah. Right. So they can get a heads up at least. But then, like, if you're like, I don't know, this is both not good jam etiquette and not good dating etiquette. You don't want to spring it on them, but if you are, at least try and make it smooth, where you have like, the song handy, or you have like a video of the song or something where you can show them and be like, oh, this is what the song sounds like, at least, right? Yeah. But because like that's also like, oh, it's kind of a downer when you're jamming with somebody and somebody's like, oh, do you know the song? And you're like, no. And they're like, okay, wait, let me pull it up on YouTube. And then, what's your Wi-Fi? I got to log into your Wi-Fi.
Don't try to force it. Yeah.
Oh, one thing though, like I don't know how common it is nowadays, probably on the rare side, but when I was starting out and I was jamming with people, and I talked about this before, but we used to have like folders with like music, printed out music sheets and stuff. And I'm sure like people who go to clubs have those similar folders and songs, or like a 365 days of ukulele, for example, and then just bring something like that, and then like, oh, why don't we play something from the book? Why don't you like check it out and see which one you know, and then I'll jam it with you. So something like that, like if you don't want to plan beforehand or whatever, just bring like a bunch of songs that you do know, and just have them pick something, and they're like, oh, this White Sandy Beach. It's like, oh, right on, love that. Let's jam together. You know that? Like, you know that song? Like, oh, kind of. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's good enough. Like, it's fine. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because you guys are just trying to feel each other out for now,
at the retreat, right? There's well, like everybody was getting along and stuff, but I think on the last day, like because everybody was feeling comfortable, some people had like music, like books or their iPads or whatever, and then they're just like, oh, do you know this song? And if the other person's like, oh, I don't know, they just like pass them their iPad and they're like, oh, that's the chords, and they just started playing. So it's like that. Stuff like that. It's just easy.
So give them like a list of stuff that they might they might recognize, and like, oh, let's play that under the boardwalk.
Speaking about like kind of like jams and groups and stuff, Rhea has a question too about groups. So she said, should I get out of this ukulele group? I've been playing in a ukulele group with several friends. One of them, the uke teacher, for 6 months or so. Their group has been meeting for at least a year. Here's the problem. They only want to play the same 3 to 4 songs. And if I or the uke teacher try to introduce new songs, even if they use the same basic chords that they already know, they are not enthused. I am super bored. We actually started playing uke together, but I've progressed and venturing into finger picking, scales, chord, melody, etc. And they are still at the same place. Should I leave? They are the only uke players I know who are somewhat near me.
That's a touchy subject, because like depends. You mentioned like, oh, it's a bunch of friends that like started to jam and stuff. Like that's kind of tough, because some people might not have time, like to learn new things or to like forward their their skills and whatnot, and it brings them joy to come to a once a week meeting and like
do the same thing.
Like
I know this.
Some people like get joy out of that. Or like, I don't want to like do anything, like anything new. I don't want to learn nothing new. I don't want to, like bother, even if it's like the same chords or whatever. Still a new song and lyrics for me to learn or whatnot. Like so, and people, people just want to escape from whatever they're trying to escape from, like in their normal lives. So you really can't blame people, and you can't just be like, I'm leaving because like this is not fun and it's boring for me. And I don't blame you either, because that could get boring. Honestly, it could get boring. But I don't think the solution is to leave, because you just be leaving those people. Like that's not nice if that's your friends. But you and the teacher, if you and the teacher, want to do new things, maybe you and the teacher could like, could jam or whatever, or you guys can figure out another night you guys can jam together, or maybe find some other people that might want to progress together. But in that way, like nobody gets their feelings hurt. Everybody keeps jamming. People are happy, because you just never know. You just never know what people are going through, and like maybe they don't want to do that. Yeah, I've been there. I'm an ukulele teacher. I'm like, I want people to progress. I want people to learn like new things, and I want people to like try something new and to take their playing to the next level, as I always say. It's but not everyone's going for that, and I've accepted that as an educator. I'm like, some people are just happy, like Aaron Nakamura has been my friend for like forever, and he has no interest. He has no interest in learning. Like he can, and like he kind of knows, but he doesn't want to do it. That's and he's happy with with not like knowing any more than he does, or not progressing anymore, because he's found a point where he's just like, I just want to do this, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to realize that there's nothing wrong with people just wanting to play the same like 3-4 songs, because that like you just don't know what they're going through. That might be their escape, and it's just like that was the reason why I didn't fail math or I don't know.
Yeah. We also, we know like groups, or we know clubs and stuff where I think it's a similar situation where they start off and they just invite everybody, right? And then like it's because they're inviting they're just putting it out there. Like it is a group of beginners at first, and then people progress, and then they're like, oh, what do we do though? Because like we're always gonna still have beginners coming in, but then these people are advanced, and they want to move on. They don't want to just keep playing these songs. And so I know in those groups, like they say like you said, they'll do like, oh, okay, so the beginner group is meeting on Wednesdays, the more advanced group is meeting on Thursdays. Or they do like, okay, so from like 5 to 6 we'll do beginner songs. From 6 to 7 we'll do advanced songs. And there's people who will do like
stick around for both.
Or go to both meetings even if they're on different days, just because they're like, oh, I just want to be a part of it too, right? So I think it's the same thing. And Jim said, like, I think it's Jim said that you don't have you can be in more than one club.
So that's I feel like that's the best approach. You know, like don't go like burning bridges with people just because like this is boring or whatever. It's just, you never know.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless you really don't get along with those people.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, if it's like kind of a personal thing, then sure. But if it's, you know, if people are just trying to have a good time and you're like, I want to learn more things. Like, maybe you're both right. Like, let's just say both of you are correct.
You can.
And even if it's like a simple song, right? Maybe you can try and find ways to incorporate your, you know, like more advanced things that you're trying to learn. And don't just like when you guys start playing, you know, don't just start like soloing over everybody else.
Pick your spots.
Yeah, or like, you know, before you guys start playing, even go like, oh, hey guys, is it okay if I take a solo, or is it okay if I finger pick over this instead of just strumming, you know? So and I think most people, you know, if you're doing it like not obnoxiously, where it's like, hey, look at me, you know, you're just like playing in a certain way, then I think most people will be like, yeah, that's fine, I don't mind, right? Because instead of it taking away from the group, like if you can finger pick in a nice way, it probably adds to the overall playing too. So
mix it up. Maybe, you know, like you can play the same 3 songs, but you're like trying something new and stuff. Good job, Kahai, because that could be something too. You know, it doesn't. You don't gotta give it up. Everyone can enjoy the ukulele.
I mean, we've gone to clubs in the mainland, right, where they're like, okay, guys, we're gonna play whatever song that's just 2 chords. And it's like, okay, like this is a 5-minute song with just 2 chords. It's like, this is okay, but I need a little bit of spice in my life. And we talked about it too, where it's like I think at the SF Uke Fest, right? If you watch that, like what is it called? The Uke Mob or whatever. Flash Mob. If you look at all the professional players, none of them are playing like just the standard strumming, right? They're all doing something. Jam. So you can, even if you're more advanced, you can always add something.
I think we're playing "How Can I Get Over" on one of them, and that's a 3-chord song, and you know, like I think Craig and I were singing that too.
No, I think Kahai was talking about the flash mob that they did.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you look at,
I wasn't there.
Oh yeah, that's right. You weren't there.
I'm sorry, Cynthia. I didn't know I was supposed to be there, honestly. I don't know what I was doing.
We filmed the whole thing.
What was I doing? You knew we were supposed to be there?
Yeah, because we were there early in order to set up the cameras and stuff. I don't know what happened.
Nobody told me. Like I didn't know I was supposed to be there. So I just thought like Flash Mob. It's like, okay, cool. That's like Cynthia and Lenny's thing, you know, like they're doing it with their youth group or whatever. I guess I'll just get ready for my workshop or whatever else that I was doing that time, you know. And I had my family too. I don't know if like we went out for lunch or whatever, but I didn't know that I was supposed to be there. I'm sorry, Cynthia. But next question, Kai.
Okay. We have an interesting question.
I love interesting questions.
So Izzy said, I have a super duper important question. If you were each a ukulele, what would your characteristics be?
If I eat?
If you're each. So each of us. And then they give like mellow, sweet, bright.
Like if you were an ukulele,
what kind of ukulele would you be? Super baritone. Let's see. That's a good question. I've never thought of that. You know, like what kind of ukulele would I be? You guys want to go? Because I've never been this stumped before in this show. This is this is new. What about you, Kahai?
I do not think I would be like a nice ukulele. I wouldn't be a fancy ukulele.
It would be one of the ukuleles at your dad's stand.
I might be a fluke, you know, like
okay, sturdy.
sturdy, bottom heavy. My back is made out of what is that? What is it? Reinforced
all
material.
All about that bass, Kahai.
Yeah. So
yeah. I would be. I still don't know. Aaron, you want to go? I'm having a hard time with this one.
I would.
Excuse me.
I probably wouldn't be a very flashy ukulele. I'll just be the standard run of the mill. Something that your eyes don't immediately go to. I blend in with the background.
But reliable. It sounds good.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that's
like all over there, for example.
All of the instruments that I own personally are like that. Yeah.
Or like the ukulele that I use for the lessons. It's not like the flashes. I'll show it to you folks. Here. This one, because I was gonna go with this. Now I think this is me, where it's just like it works. It's nice. It's fancy enough, but it's not like this where it's super blingy and showy and stuff. But like it sounds good. It has everything that that you need it to you need from an ukulele, and this is my teaching ukulele. Like I'm a teacher. I feel like this has my personalities all over it. So this ukulele, this this is kind of personal to me anyway, because like this Finnish, like I helped develop with Joe, who we'll have next week. See that segue there. We'll have Joe next week on the show. But we we developed this the silk finish together, and I asked him, like, I need an ukulele to teach at Ukulele Underground, and I don't need anything flashy because the cameras will reflect like too much on it and stuff, and I don't want anything crazy on the fretboard. I just want the dots or whatever, I don't need it to be too flashy. I need my name on it or whatnot, or any kind of power abalone, and it works. It sounds really good. It's reliable. It's balanced.
I think originally, right, we asked Joe, like, hey, can we get a uke without any finish, so like it doesn't reflect at all?
Yeah.
And Joe made the smart decision where he's like, let me put on a little bit of a finish, guys. Like you can't just take it with no finish. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I know this is a discussion for next week and stuff, but the finish that was done on that is the same finish that was done on the neck of my original ukulele that Joe and I worked on. So, I was telling Joe is if there was a middle ground between like the satin, like the satin finish, and the matte finish, and the
high gloss
and the high gloss. So it's just the high gloss is just it gets too, I don't know, it gets too sticky sometimes. Like when I sweat all over, like this place. I don't know, it sounds gross, but hey, we're all adults here. But it tends to get kind of gross sometimes. Matte, same thing, because it's there's a lot of resistance when when my sweat gets on there, it gets kind of gross too. And I wanted something that kind of glided through with my hands and stuff, so I can go from playing down here to playing up here and stuff. So Joe figured out how to get exactly what I needed. And I'm not going to share the trade secrets, but it's pretty smart what he did. I don't know if he's going to share it next week, but probably not, because I think that's like one of Ukulele's signature finishes is the silk finish,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice to be a part of that. But I'm so excited. It's next week, right?
That's the plan.
Pretty excited to have Joe on here. So that's I would be that ukulele. It's like, it's not fancy. You know what I mean? Like, so Aaron's one is like, oh yeah, you wouldn't see it, but if you were at a store, you're like, that one looks pretty good,
Yeah,
go for that. So I'm not like a Jake or James Hill or anything, but I'm not 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 one of those people that don't know how to play or can't put on a show. I can still put on a show, so it's just not. I just don't have the tour bus like Jake does.
Yeah. Between the $20 ABC store ukulele and the $10,000 custom ukulele,
the $5,000. No, I don't know how much this is. I think this is maybe $1,300 for this ukulele. It's not too bad. Yeah, as opposed to
I would be like that, the Kamoa.
Yeah,
like
reliable.
right off the wall.
Yeah,
It's a concert. It's like it's not a tenor, not a
one
soprano.
of like, one of 20 others in the wall, just like it.
Yeah. It's not one of their
Yeah.
because they had like colored like red and yellow. It's just the straight brown.
Yeah. I mean, even something like this, like how much did they say this was? This is not cheap. Like this,
Like $1,300.
$1,300
Yeah.
ukulele. That's the same as the ukulele that I teach with at Ukulele Underground. That's crazy that we're giving something like this away. We are giving this away pretty soon, actually, and like in about a week, we're going to be giving this beautiful ukulele away. This is a K1 Concert Deluxe. As long as you're a UU Plus member, by the end of September, that's September 30th, you will be entered for a chance to win this beautiful ukulele. So sign up now. If you're listening to this as a podcast, sign up for UU Plus. If you like our podcast, you want to support us, if you like what we do, sign up for UU Plus. That's the best way. Instead of like, oh, where can I donate? Or where can I like buy a shirt or whatever, you know? UU Plus. That's the best way.
This is like our giveaway. It's gonna end on the 30th, so this is like the last week to get on there. And all you have to do is be signed up or be like a currently active member in the month of September. So that's it.
Yeah, that would be a like silk Finnish kanilea.
Yeah,
that's what I think. Would be. Yeah, that's good.
It's funny because like thinking about it, like. I know people like really like the gloss finish and they like, you know, inlays and all that stuff, but I could not see like myself as I wouldn't even have like the, you know, silk finish or anything. I'd be like an unfinished ukulele. Like when you put your arm down, it starts to rub an imprint and then there starts to be like a hole where your arm is.
You're like the what is that, like that Indiana Jones movie where like he picks like the oldest cup. You know, it's like you're what is that in the Bible? What is it called? Why can't I think
Grail?
of it? The Holy Grail. You're like the Holy Grail, man. So, you know, like I would never drink from that rusty old cup. Bam.
Yeah. I think that's
Kahai's the prettiest cup of them all.
Don't you think that's like true when you go into a music shop too? Like there's, you know, like super nice guitars or super nice instruments where they're all blinged out, and then you go like in the back and you find like, oh, this is like a secondhand guitar that like, you know, is like, oh, it's been kind of worn down and stuff, but you pick it up and you start playing and it's like, oh my gosh, this thing sings or whatever. So
I had that with my Stratocaster side. I'm like, ooh, what?
Yeah,
that Strat is an American standard. It's only how much, and you play like Had one owner previously, and that owner only played it for church ever. It's like, oh yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's
Buy
like,
now.
Yeah. You're calling my name. Oh, I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's like 4 credit cards. Just spread them around. All right. So here we go. Kahai. I think that's it for the questions. Let's we put it off way too long. Let's do our songwriting challenge songs. You guys have your songs for today? I do. Let me.
Oh, so confident.
It's not. It's more like in before the lock again because I forgot that some stuff was due today. But you know what? I'm actually happy with what I came up with. It was supposed to be like intros, like intro songs and stuff. Usually intro songs are about 30 seconds long. I wrote like a 30-second song. It can be longer, you know, like if I choose to write some more. But I thought it came out pretty good, you know, like for a 30-second song. Now, Kahai, let's remind the audience what the parameters were for this challenge.
Yeah. It was the base guideline is just to write an intro theme song. So it can be about anything, can be in any key, whatever you want to do. But for bonuses, we have like write it in the style of like a 90s TV show and then write it in the key of D. So we have like some chord prompts like 1 5 6 4 or just like a 1 5, but yeah, those are optional too.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my I emailed it to myself. So there we go. Where is that email? So my song is it's for a children's show. I've been watching too many children's shows lately because I have a child. So here we go. And I did key of D, and he used it 1-5-6-4. Ah. Let's go explore a world where rainbows and smiles await you. Land of magic and surprises are sure to find you. Let's go together in the sunny weather to Uncle Kahai's magic shape Iceland. To Uncle Kahai's magic shape Iceland with Uncle Kahai's magic shape ice band. Yeah. Let's go explore a world where rainbows and smiles await you. Land of magic and surprises are sure to find you. Let's go together in the sunny weather to Uncle Kahai's magic shape Iceland. To Uncle Kahai's magic shape Iceland with Uncle Kahai's magic shape ice band. To Uncle Kahai's magic shape Iceland.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
That's my song. I just picture a Kahai in a Technicolor, Technicolor suit, just giving magical shave ice to little children, right, Kahai? Which is what you did anyway, like it's summertime, right?
I want to imagine that, like, yeah, that song plays and there's like, a happy montage of kids and stuff, and then it cuts to the kids going up to the stand and they're like, "Where is he?" And they're like, "Get out of here! I don't make shave ice anymore." Yeah.
That's season 2.
Oh boy.
Season 2, Uncle Kahai's not so magical.
Oh boy, this fell off the track. It's
Someone
like
poisoned his shave ice.
we gotta get a new guy, like when Steve left Blue's Clues, right? We gotta get a new guy.
Yeah, there was a kid who got food poisoning from the shave ice, and they're like, it's not my fault or whatever. And then feds come for Uncle Kahai, and he's on the lam and
long
stuff.
spiral
Yeah,
down.
exactly. Season 2. It's no longer Nickelodeon. It's like on the ID channel.
That'd be pretty amazing if you got food poisoning from shave ice, because it's ice and syrup. I don't know how.
What if they're allergic to ice?
Yeah.
Oh. So like a lawsuit is running away. Oh man, see? Mm-hmm. Now I need to write that song.
Season 2.
Season 2,
it's not as good. Yeah. I guess I'll play or Aaron is gonna play my song on my computer. I recorded it, so
Okay. Let's see. That's it. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You play those manually, yeah, Kahai? It's not like sequenced or anything, yeah?
The
The
guitars,
guitar
yeah.
parts, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I'm
That-
impressed.
That sounds like a 90s like teen drama on like the N or something. It's
As told by Kahai.
like a
Yeah.
Dawson's Creek
Yeah.
or like
Well,
a Degrassi.
I wanted it to be like a coming of age kind of TV show,
Definitely.
90s, and I was like, me and Aaron were talking earlier, and I brought up like Pete and Pete, so it was like, so I was thinking something like that, and like the thing I could imagine is like the intro and like kids riding their bikes or something, you know. So yeah, that's yeah.
Cool. Good job, man. Good
Yeah.
job.
Nice.
There's
I'm
a
impressed.
there's a band called Good Kid. Yeah. So if you look them up on like YouTube or whatever, and you listen to their songs, it's like pretty much that's where I got it from too. So, yeah, their songs sound exactly like that. So.
Nice. Okay, so for my one, I think I was telling both of you guys that I couldn't like I was starting down like the 90s path and nothing was coming out. So like my other favorite like TV theme time period is like the 1970s. Like themes from the 1970s
Like what shows are from the 1970s? For those people who don't know.
well, like for TV themes, like all of the
All the
great,
good ones.
Yeah, all the great, like Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, like every theme from the 1970s. It almost
Banger.
yeah.
It's a banger.
Adam's Family, right, was from like the 70s too. Like all the classic ones, the Munsters, Bewitched, like all right, all the great ones. So like I started I was thinking about doing like a TV theme, like a 1970s themed TV theme for a newer show. And so I chose Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt because I love that show, but I don't like the theme song for it. Like I totally understand, you know, where the reference, right?
Yeah.
It was like supposed to be that viral video reference, but like it's one of those where like I watch the show, but I'd skip through the intro because I'm not a fan of the intro. So I did a 1970s theme song for Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's like and it's in the key of D. So yeah, kind of imagine like that. What's that type of like piano?
Like a toy piano?
No. Kind of like the it's like a it's like a 1970s. You know that
It's like a clavinet or
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what comes in the beginning.
One way, didn't you? Until the door was opened, introducing you into a colorful horizon, slowly rising into view. Hey girl, it's time to wake up. Put on your clothes and makeup. This world will never break us. You will make it through. Hey girl, it's time to go now. These streets won't ever slow down. You're stronger than you know, it's true. Unbreakable you.
It's funny because I forgot it was for Kimmy Schmidt. Only until the very end, and I was thinking like, oh yeah, this would be a great theme song for like an Odd Couple kind of sitcom or something.
And that's obviously like Mary Tyler Moore, you know, riffing off of like.
That's cool. I love those beginning chords. You know, nice.
Yeah, but sort of try to channel the 1970s for
everybody. So if you want to write a song, you can still write a song. You can still use these guidelines that we've created for this. But I think the deadline passed for people to turn in their songs. How many people turned in their songs, Kahai?
Yeah, like we had Brian, Chris and Sue, Hamsini, and Joko, I think. And then Rob even said that he wrote a song, but I guess he didn't turn it in. But I think it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we, since we got an extension, let's extend it to next week, and then maybe I'll bring something next week, and we can give it away.
Or how about because next week is
Joe. Yeah, Joe.
So the week after.
Yeah. Okay. The week after. So everybody gets an extension. If you still want to write stuff, do that, and I'll get something to give away. I think I have like a chocomochi in the house with someone's name on it. We haven't given away a chocomochi in a long time. And I usually like buy it for the giveaway, and they're like, nah, maybe I'll just give them this instead. And I eat the chocomochi myself. But chocomochi with someone's name on it.
That's why you have to do the smart thing, and you buy 2 packages, and you hide 1 package from yourself.
Yeah. So I'll bring something in a couple weeks, and we'll pull a name, and we'll give something away. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any last minutes business, gentlemen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, the big one is just that Joe is coming next week.
Yeah. So Joe Souza of Kanilea Ukulele will be here with us next week. That's September 30th, right? So September 30th, Joe Souza, special guest next week here on the Ukulele Underground podcast. He's going to be talking about building ukuleles and getting ukuleles and getting the wood to build ukuleles, like any ukulele building thing or luthier questions that you guys may have. We'll try to get to them as much as we can. I know we have a bunch of questions like lined up already, but if anything, ask them on the do we have any place where people can ask?
Yeah, there's questions at Ukulele Underground.
So send in your questions at Ukulele Underground, because since we have a bunch already for Uncle Joe, I don't know, like if we can get some like during the show that he can just like answer right then and there. But if you ask beforehand, we'll see what we can fit in the episode. Yeah. So questions at ukuleleunderground.com. Don't forget the S. Questions.
Yeah. Well, even if we can, I think we'll try though, right, to get some live chat questions and stuff.
Yeah.
But like even then, like you should definitely show up, and because we'll try and do something too. So
yeah, of course. I mean, it's always nice to to participate and stuff. And you can make comments and stuff. You can ask questions and make comments on something, or like tell them, hey, Joe, I have a kanilea from so and so. I really love it. I'm sure Uncle Joe would like to hear that. People enjoying his instruments, because I definitely do. We talked about like not really owning like fancy stuff. This is the fanciest uke that I own. This is like, I feel like I shouldn't be holding this. You know what I mean? Like if I were to tell my my 8th grade self who started playing the ukulele, they're like, one day you're gonna get an ukulele just like this, and we're like, why, you're a liar. You were lying through your teeth, sir. But no, he makes beautiful instruments. I've always been very, very, very happy with the kanileas that I've gotten, that I played. They've always done the job and beyond, so I'm very, very, very excited to have Uncle Joe Souza come here next week. Okay. Before we go, something very, very, very important. Okay. I want let's see. If you guys are part of a club, an ukulele club, and you would like Ukulele Underground to let's see, how should I say this? If you ever wanted to see us live, let's just say that. If you wanted to see us live, you want to take a workshop from us and watch a concert from Ukulele Underground, me, Aaron, and Kahai. And with a little bit of meet and greet and stuff. If you belong to a club and want to have us over, let us know, or let the leader of the club email me at aldrinemusic@gmail.com. So it's a little bit different, and that's the one that I check all the time. aldrinemusic@gmail.com. If you're part of an ukulele club and would like Ukulele Underground to come and do a workshop and concert and stuff like that, let's talk. So why don't you let them know, and say, hey, Aldrine Guerrero, Aaron Nakamura, Kahai Fergan wants to give us or do a workshop and concert for us. So let's just Yeah, let's just say that. So what? Email me at aldrinemusic, ALDRINEMUSIC @gmail.com, and I'll send you all the details. Okay, so have the leader of the club or whoever the representative of that club is, or or if you just kind of jam with with a bunch of people, then let me know. Then we'll do something, because we wanna get back out there. We want to see you guys. We want to be performing and doing workshops for you folks. So, and we want to take care of like ukulele clubs first, because that's where the the magic is happening, apparently, where people are gathering together and playing ukulele and having fun. We want to be a part of that, so if we can if we can do something for you folks, that it would be like workshop and in concert, let us know.
Even people might be thinking like, oh, it has to be like a in-person club where we meet together every week and stuff.
It could be a virtual club.
If you're a part of a virtual club, let us know.
Even if you're a part of a virtual club, a virtual jam even, let us know. I know a bunch of you guys talk about being in clubs. We got a bunch of questions about being part of groups and stuff. As long as about like 25 people, let's just say that. So about 25 people in your club or group, that will be perfect, and we'll consider doing a workshop and concert for you folks. Okay, so let me know. Aldrinemusic @gmail.com. Let me know. Call me. Or email me. Okay. Anything else, Kai? New UU Plus solos came out last week, so make sure to check that out. What is that, Kai?
Green Rose Hula.
Green Rose Hula. So learn a hula classic. Green Rose Hula. Also, we're giving this thing away once again. September 30th is the deadline. So September 30th, if you're a UU Plus member, you're automatically entered for a chance to win this beautiful concert deluxe from Kanilea Ukuleles. Okay, and next week, Joe Souza. Till then, we'll see you folks later. Aloha.